What's up, YouTube? Lethal back with another video here, another Madden video for y'all. And today I want to tell y'all why the run game is so important, alright? Now, I mainly use San Francisco when I play online, primarily because they have 3 great running backs, but the key to San Fran's offense, like their entire offense, it's not Kittle, it's not those 3 running backs, it's not Goodwin with 98 speed, it's not none of that. It's Juszczyk, the fullback. Having a good fullback in this game and knowing how to use them is everything. Alright, as long as they have the ability to go downfield and pick up the right block, you're always going to be able to run the football. Now, in this particular game, I'm going against the Buccaneers right now. Now, obviously, no, the teams are not fair, but I've lost to the Buccaneers before against a pretty good user as I was trying to get better at the game. But this was crazy to me. Like, I have not touched the ball for an entire 2 quarters. I kicked the ball to start the game. It's a minute and 1 second left, and I'm just now touching the ball on offense. That is great clock management, and it is something I've never seen before. So I finally get the ball. I'm limited on time. Like I said, I started with a minute and 1. Now I'm down to 30 seconds here. And most people would think, why don't you just throw it deep to Godwin? It's because of the defense he's playing. I'm pretty sure he's playing back on a safety, and I didn't want to take that risk. So right here, I hit him with a nice little bubble. You know, now I got 26 seconds left. And he's constantly staying in his cover 3. Constantly staying in. He's playing far enough back in case I do pass it. And although play action does work well against cover 3, I'm just not willing to risk it at this point in time, especially since he's been able to control the clock the whole game. So I'm down to 19 seconds, down to 7, 6, 5. He made a big stop there, 1 play, but then give him some stick work. And then I abuse RB, and we into the end zone right before halftime. All because the Buccaneers did not decide to take their 3 points. So now we're in the second half. It's my turn to control the clock. Like, he didn't have it for 2 quarters. I at least got to hold it for a quarter. You know, typically when you play against a runner, it typically takes them about a quarter to score. And that's why they're so tough to beat, because they hold the ball so long. Time of possession is big, especially when you capitalize on it. So like I said, now it's my turn. I'm going to sit here and do what he did to me, pretty much run it down his throat. But the difference between him and me is I could stop his run. He kept getting me on these 3rd and long, 4th and long situations and just kept finding Godwin. He kept finding Godwin. It wasn't Mike Evans. It wasn't O.J. Howard. It wasn't, like I said, the run game was dead. But I guess with that ability that Godwin has, I just could not find some way to stop him. I couldn't find a good defense for him. So sometimes your best defense is a good offense. And as you can see, we're going to take away the entire 3rd quarter away from him. And at this point, all I need is 3 points. Getting 7 would be better. But I know if I take away a quarter and I get 3 points, then if I get the ball again, especially after he's used up so much clock, I can take away another quarter. So now here's 3rd and 8. Now I want to prove to him that I can find a dot. I force him to watch Kittle. I see that it's cover 2. I see Sanders down the sideline. And he holds it in with a possession catch. So now, start of the 4th quarter. I'm going to easily just run it in here with Tevin Coleman. As I cut up as he tried to get to the outside. I don't know why people do that. So now he comes out and foul wide. Now I'm going to try to send some heat at him just to see how he responds to it. I'm a man up Godwin. As you can see, I'm manning up Godwin. And my defense is set. Cool. I'm ready for whatever he got to throw. So when he finally hikes the ball, he happens to pick up the blitz. Finds a dot to the outside with Perryman. Cool. So now I adjust based off what he just did. And now I'm manning up Evans instead of Godwin, and I'm gonna just kind of watch the middle to see what he do. This time he still finds Godwin on a nice little in route because I had to watch the tight end. So now I make the adjustment of putting that deep person to watch the middle of the field. So if he tries to do that again, I'll be ready for it. And this time he goes to the other side and finds an absolute dot to Mike Evans. But where he messed up at is it put him on this side of the field, on this side of the hash mark. So now my defense is set up again. He's on the short side of the field. And it just doesn't work as well when you're on the short side. So he tries that out route and it's picked off. And unfortunately for him, that's going to be the ball game. So the whole point of this video is to tell y'all that a fullback is key. And to prove that you don't need necessarily like the fastest running back, it's just better to have it, I'm going to use the Oakland Raiders. We all know Jacobs has like 87 speed. You know, and I'm going to keep him in. He's the star running back. You know, I don't necessarily abuse people by stiff arming them or trucking them. Like if I had a back that could, I'd try to. But nah, me, I'm just stick work. You know, follow my blocks. It's very important when you trying to run the football to follow your blocks. And just read what defense that they're in. But it all starts with that fullback. Like your offensive line, no matter what O-line you have, they're going to make those initial blocks. Whether they have high ratings or not, they're going to make those initial blocks. But after that, it's up to that fullback to get out there and pick up that other block that can spring you for the touchdown. You know, if you ever watch some of the best runners in the world, whether they're in a formation where it's single back and they have great blocking tight ends, or they come out in I form, you know, the normal stuff that you see, you know, slot, whatever, like, no matter what formation they come out in to run the football, it's very important that those guys that are not offensive linemen can get down the field and pick up the right block. Alright? Because if you see a lot of times when you're trying to run to the outside and your fullback don't get out there to pick up the block and you get stopped, that's why. It's because the fullbacks are not, awareness and lead blocker are not high enough to make that happen. So another team that's great to run the ball with obviously is the Baltimore Ravens, which as you can tell, I'm using Oakland, my opponent's using Baltimore. Again, it's not a fair matchup by overall, but now I got to try to stop Lamar Jackson. So right here on 2nd and 6, I'm trying to find some defense for Lamar. So I want to send pressure because I do not want him to scramble and get outside the pocket. Until he proves to me that he can pick up this blitz, that's what I'm going to do to him. Once he proves that he can pick it up, then at that point I got to play coverage. And that sucks against Lamar Jackson. So right here, again, I'm sending pressure. You know, don't give him no time. Crosby makes a great sack on Lamar Jackson, and my opponent is actually going to punt the ball on 4th and 26. I don't find very many opponents that punt the ball no matter what situation they in. So right here, I'm going to get as many yards as I can, go down. And now here's the proof. So now I got Jacobs. The fullback I use for this is Rod Smith. Even though they have a very good fullback, I think he's like 74 overall, and Ingold, the rookie, as you see, I'll use Ingold as that other tight end, and he makes a great block that springs me up the field. And the reason why I've used Rod Smith and Ingold is because Rod Smith has more speed and has good enough blocking to where he can spring me as well. Instead of using those tight ends, I move Ingold into that tight end spot, and I go with that. And this is against a Baltimore defense. As we all know, Baltimore's front line is nasty. They got all the defensive backs in the world. Linebackers is not as good since Ray Lewis left, but they're still decent enough nonetheless. They got good speed, and if you got good user skill, you can make anything happen. So right here in the red zone, I'm just trying to figure out what defense he's coming out in. I see that he's in a man defense. Fine. So now I switch up the play. And when I go to this concept, I love it so much because I can run about 4 different runs that all can spring me for a touchdown. And it's just a matter of reading what defense you're in. So right here, I cut up the field in time, and Jacobs finds the end zone for 6. Now here comes the hard part. I'm sending pressure. I didn't get a chance to set it up the way I wanted to. Lamar Jackson finds a dot. So since he did that and he kind of quick hiking me, now I'm at the point where, alright, I got to play coverage because I don't want him to quick hiking me again. So he hikes it again, and he's going to pick up the first down. So I'm saying to myself at this point, alright, Lamar. So he takes off again. I try to hit stick him, but I'm just glad Harris made the tackle. Now the reason why I like Harris in this position, he's a free safety. He has 90 speed at 225. You know, he's like a linebacker out there chasing stuff down. And this is the BS that happens to me most of the time. You know, mostly on 3rd and long, 4th and long, they draw back, they have nothing, and then they just magically find a dot. So now I'm sending more pressure, and Lamar Jackson again just takes off the field, and I can't do nothing about it. And this is when I knew Lamar Jackson was going to be a problem. Alright, this is when I knew it. So I get all set up, I'm sending the blitz, you know, and I didn't want to show him that I was sending the blitz. I just wanted it to kind of get in there organically, but he drops back, waits till everybody clears to one side, and like I said, Harris has 90 speed, and Lamar Jackson just made him look like a turtle. I could not catch Lamar Jackson. Crazy. But it is what it is. I knew Lamar Jackson was going to be a problem. And now I see my opponent coming into this pinch buck old defense, which I love so much. I just run it right up the middle. Get as many yards as I can. Now, if I had the 49ers, this obviously is a touchdown because of the speed of the running backs. But like I said, it's because those front guys, especially with Ingold, the fullback, being up on that line, it just gives me enough to break me free almost every single time. Alright, so it's very important that you play with teams, if you're a runner, to play with teams that have great fullbacks. Alright, obviously the Chiefs is another team that have a very good fullback in Sherman, which the Chiefs are my hometown team. Shout out to them for winning the Super Bowl. But as you can see again, more great blocks leads to another touchdown. Now, I have found very good run defenses to stop some of the stuff that I do regularly, but most people that I play against have not. And I'm actually on like a 7-game win streak online right now. I was ranked in MUT drafts, like in the top 100 in MUT drafts, before I quit playing the MUT side because I didn't want to spend any more money on my MUT team. You know, everybody has 99 teams at this point. I don't want to spend the money on coins, so I just kind of went back to regs. So when I started playing regs, I was around 78,000. Now I'm down to like 25,000. And that's over the course of like a couple of weeks. So I literally jumped from 78,000 all the way down to 20-something. And I don't think I'm going to reach the top 100 just because I don't play enough games a day. I only play like 2 or 3 games of Madden a day, and then I'm done. But, you know, I'm just happy that I'm consistently, you know, doing my thing now to where I can get wins with almost any team. So here we go again. My opponent showed that he was in cover 4 draft show 2 as he stopped my run. So I said, all right, I'm going to go to a cover 4 draft show 2 beater. And what most people do in this situation is after you make that initial dot, they say, all right, I'm going to show you the same look out of 3-4 eye, but this time we're going to play cover 2 pinch. Most people do that, so that's what I was guessing he was going to do. As you see me get down to the 2-minute warning. So that's what I'm telling myself. He just did that cover 4 draft show 2. He saw me beat it, and if he goes to a cover 2, you can kind of tell by the way that the defensive backs play it. Then I'm like, alright, then I get to make the other read that's going to beat that. And the reason why this works is because you got to watch the tight end. If you don't watch the tight end, that's going to be an easy dot. But I hit him underneath, And now he's like, okay, what do I really want to play? As you see him in Temple 2, which is a cover 2. So now that he switched his defense, he's in like a 3-3 odd or whatever it is. It's a nickel defense. Now I get to switch down, audible down to a play where I get to run the ball right up the middle again. And like I said, once you get used to seeing all these different defenses, as you see another great block by my fullback, then this stuff just becomes normal. Alright? It just becomes normal. You see the defense, you know what run beats it, and you just stay consistent. And it all starts with that fullback picking up the block. As you see again, I'm going to the outside. Flip it one time just to see what he's doing. And I'm going to just follow right behind my fullback. You know, it's just simple as that. You know, Waller's a decent enough tight end. Reminds me a lot of Kittle. But watch, my fullback goes up, pushes that guy inside, springs me for another touchdown. Just to show y'all how ridiculous Lamar Jackson is, watch this. 2nd and 10, Lamar Jackson gets sacked, right? And then on 3rd and 20, you know, that's a lot of ground to cover up before somebody gets to him. Like, he sits in the pocket, takes off, gets a block, run past everybody, slides for a first down. That is crazy. Like, you telling me with all my speed on the field, I couldn't get nobody at Lamar Jackson? That's whatever. So it's getting right before halftime, and I know he's looking to try to score through the air because like he's almost out of timeouts, and you want to just be able to keep the clock at a certain point. But he throws it right into me. Use alert the whole way. And I'm going to try to make it something happen right here before halftime, but unfortunately, Waller didn't run the way I thought he would, so this was just easy. No, it was underthrown, gets picked off, and that's how halftime went. So, like I said, this is against a very good defensive team in Baltimore, and the Oakland Raiders are not like the most dominating team. Like, their offense is decent. They have a nice offensive line in my opinion, but their defense is clearly not all the way there. You know, I don't even know if they have anybody over 80 overall on their defense. No, matter of fact, yeah, their safeties are. They got a couple of safeties that are, but other than that, like, they don't really have anybody over 80 on their defense. And this is the result you're seeing. 21-7 against Baltimore. So coming out in the second half, the same thing. You know, I'm going to come out here and run the ball. And I noticed he's kind of in the cover 3, so I'm like, alright, I could kind of run that same concept again. So now, it's 2nd and 6. I'm going to just keep trying to do my thing, running the football. You know, I see a different look this time on defense than that cover 3 that I just saw. But at the same time, I'm not thinking nothing of it right now. So I see him spread out, so of course I'm going to run the ball up the middle, pick up an easy first down. Easy day. He calls timeout. Why somebody would call timeout down 3 possessions? Well, I guess 2 possessions. Pretty much 3 because I'm driving on this part. And come out in what appears to be a defense, a man-to-man defense. I don't know. So right here, I just take my time. He presses down, and most times if I had a speed guy, I would just throw it over the top. But since he's going to continually come out in the same defense, which looks like this pinch buck I'm going to just continually run the football. Like, follow behind my tight end that time. I'm going to RB up the field and punch it in. Now I'm up 3 possessions against Baltimore. and this is their last chance to score. You know. This pretty much is the end of the video. If you're new to the channel and you like this type of content, please subscribe. If you like the video, like it. If you dislike it, dislike it. You know, it only helped me become a better YouTuber. This is my second go around. First time I did all 2K content. Now I'm on the Madden side. I'm pretty much hooked on Madden. Lamar Jackson's going to scramble and fumble. And that's going to be the end of the video. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the content. I'll hit y'all up next time. I'm out.